Hi guys, thought I'd do a bit of an update on the bench just now, and it's more what's 90% complete on the bench. First one I was doing, and it's a repeat customer if you will, is this, the 250 half track -9. This one, like I said, it's a repeat. It's my second attempt at it. It was actually the first model I got when I got into modeling again. I originally only planned on building a Dicker Max, because that was at the time my favorite in World of Tanks, and I had to order that. While I was waiting for it, I went into the local model shop to pick up some paints and some glue and stuff I knew I needed. So I picked one of these up just for something to do in the meantime. And I did great on the body with it, painted it well, but the smart tracks on the half tracks completely confounded me. I'd never dealt with individual links. I'd always done Tamiya rubber band types. So this thing was a shock, or I should say its original brother, because it got canned. And I just couldn't figure out how to get the links together. I since discovered that using some thicker glue, that was this stuff, applied with a toothpick is enough to hold down the pad section. Because dragging, it seems, with all the German half tracks of any size, with the exception of the Multier, the mule, essentially they make a pad or a track out of this, but then the pads are used to hold down or hold together the link, form the hinge. And I was just using a toothpick to put one drop of glue on so they could apply the pad, and they were workable since I've glued them down into place to give them more support, because I really don't trust those links or the hinges they form to stay together. They're too small. And even though it was my second time around and it went relatively well, this one, it's not magic tracks. You've got to cut them off the sprues, and in doing so I damaged one, and the first batch, because I was working with toothpicks, I went to what I normally use with the toothpicks, which is crazy glue. Wasn't happy with that, and I had two that locked in place and wouldn't move. So I think I threw out a total of 4 of the links, which left these things actually very tight. Basically, if you're building this model, you need every one of the links that they provide in the kit. If you're short 2 on each side, it's a tight fit with not much slack and a bit of a struggle to get everything together. But I got it done. It's been decaled, glossed, it's had a pin wash put on it, and of course, never to leave me alone, even though I managed to get the tracks done, I dropped it and caught it in midair and snapped one of the side indicators off. I don't know where it is. The carpet monster ate it, and I probably won't even try and fix that anyway. I'm going to leave it as is. This one, I did add a rear MG. It's only supposed to have the front one attached to the cannon, and just because I had it kicking around, I had a photo etch kit of MG 42 ammo. I added a belt link to this one instead of using a drum. So I'm happy with this one. It still needs more weathering on it and a flat coat, but that one's done. Everything that's been a little bit less trouble-free is figures. I'm still waiting on the diorama for them. I'm going to do an Arnhem build. So I've got a forest of British Paras. These guys, this first batch, are all from the ancient ESCI kit. Horrible faces, little out of scale compared to other stuff, but they had poses that I'm going to be able to make work, and that's the main reason I got them over the Dragon kit of Paras or the Tamiya. Is the figures are just in better poses, better action poses that I can use for what I have in mind. Then I've got 4 figures that are actually 2 kits from Verlinden, all wounded. Medic dragging a wounded guy, and another one being carried. Like I said, each pair is 1 kit from Verlinden. Far happier with the detail on them. I haven't finished with the wounds or the blood. I'm trying not to overdo it, and I'm also going to want to put some of the red I use for blood on the diorama itself, so I'm not finishing them off just now, just so I can be a little bit more consistent with the paint. Again, these are basically done. I've flat coated them. I've still got to give them some washes and some weathering. Some of them are pretty cool, some of these guys. I really managed to somehow fluke out with this guy's mustache and face. Come on, zoom in. That's actually good work for me. I know there's plenty of guys that'll do a lot better than that. I'm not there yet. So for me, I'm happy with that. And the mustache was molded on, or part of the molding, so I was kind of stuck with it. And then these 3 are from a company called We Friends. There's one of them. Yep, that's the name. They're pretty good as well. Again, this one's got a mustache. I went blonde with him. Another We Friends. And the final one. Who ends up having a rather long neck. So I'm waiting on the Ukrainian post office to get a mini art kit to me for the diorama for all these guys to go on to. I actually considered doing a bridge scene, but even an O scale bridge, if I bought it, would be about $100 or $150. And in order to get one that's double wide, in order to represent Arnhem Bridge, the minimum length I would have is 32 inches, or over 100 centimeters, probably about 110 centimeters. So I would be looking at probably chopping half the bridge off and not doing anything with it in order to get the diorama done, and the mini art street scene was just a whole lot cheaper. And I'd already ordered that before I realized I could actually bodge together something that looked reasonably like Arnhem Bridge. So that's what I'm up to. I'm currently sitting at my bench looking at my stash, which is really hard to show you. It's all hidden away down there. Trying to figure out what I want to start in the meantime. Ironically enough, I'm leaning towards another half-track. Anyway, once the diorama comes in and I get that going, you'll end up seeing these guys again. So, have a good night. Take care.